a lot of our growth and a lot of our progress on our journey happens when we are ready, when we are willing, and when we want that growth.
Yeah.
And so you were saying, like, when you were in school, like, you had other things on your mind. You were busy, you were getting your degree, you were going to happy hour, you had a
Yeah.
lot going on. And so that it just wasn't on your mind at the moment. And
Yeah,
that's
that
okay.
wasn't for me. I prior to, I guess finishing in the pandemic, I never
Mhm.
really felt like I was whole or like healed. I mean, I feel some type of form of healing right now because I do therapy, I've gotten to this point where I could communicate better with my family and people who I prior to now I wasn't able to communicate and tell my true feelings to. And that was because of the lack of communication, love, nurturing, and all the things that obviously, my childhood gave me. Which, at the time, or like if you look back, you're like, oh, trauma and all these bad things, but really they make you who you are. Like they make me who I am now. And thanks to those things, I was able to like, be here now talking about it and healing. And we're having this conversation right now. And it helps you, it helps me, and like we talk about it. And now it's like okay, because I'm like I surpassed that fear, that trauma and that thing. And I'm still like improving it. But prior to that, it was like a dark box, right? So like you're making it happen, you're traveling, you're going to work full time, going to school full time, you're going happy hour, everything looks amazing, right?
Mhm.
But is it really
Paper.
amazing inside? Like, is it really like it looks amazing outside? Like for people who look at you like, oh, you're living the life. I want to be like you to you. Do you really want to be like me? Like, what do you last? Like, yeah, like it's hard.
I hear that 100%. And it can be even more confusing when, you know, we do so much to put on that like mask or that veneer of, oh yeah, like I have my things together. Like, yeah, I am a queen. I am a boss. I am doing my things, getting my life in order. But then like you still feel like
Mhm.
something's off. And then on top of that, you get all of that like external validation where people are like, yes, you definitely have it together. And so this starts to conflict. And you're like, but that's not how I feel. Is this
Right.
all like, am I just pretending? Is this
Exactly.
imposter syndrome? Maybe that's come up in therapy a little bit,
No,
but
yeah, it definitely does. I mean, and through like attending different courses and I've been exposing myself to certain coaches and like events and webinars and summits. And like the imposter syndrome is real. Fear never leaves you. Like if you want to do a project, you could have 20 years of experience, 1 year of experience, you're still going to be fearful. The point is like being courageous and like making it happen. And I feel like I'm so blessed because even though I would say, I don't want to use this word broken, but I was like, I had trauma. I still made it happen. Like, I still went to school, still applied to that job, still like on paper, like it was perfect, like, and I'm grateful that I still had that drive and that motivation and that I feel like my trauma and all my things, like that's what made me focus. Like, okay, everything is going to the floor, to, shatter in my personal or family life, but I'm gonna make this happen. Like I'm gonna apply to grad school, I'm gonna get that job, I'm gonna do that interview, like, and that's kind of what kept me grounded and motivated, is to like be able to improve and achieve goals in that part of my life. um and that's why like I was like seeking it so much. But then after, towards like my finishing my master's degree, I was like, okay, like it's all good to have degrees, but like you gotta relax. So,
yeah.
so that's kind of when I was like, okay, and especially like everything that was happening, the pandemic, like I lost my grandma like in June too. I changed jobs. Now I'm working for the city of New York for COVID. And so a lot of things happen in that month. My birthday's in June too. So like a bunch of things happening in June. I think that was like a pivotal moment in my life where I'm like, okay, you know, like school is not everything. And for me, it was for a while. Like that's what kept me not depressed. That's what kept me like motivated, busy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Now I don't
it's
have school because I'm not in school. So my
mm,
brand is what's keeping me busy. But through my brand, I'm like healing and being more aware and learning and helping others and connecting. So it's like a good, you know, it's a good hobby. Like for me, it's a hobby. Like, you know, my brand, because it's not like a work for me, it's like something that I'm creating. Like as I create my brand, I am growing and healing as well. So it's a great experience. Like it's time consuming, of course. You know, I'm working full time and I'm also, you know, creating this brand and life, right? As we spoke, is like busy all the time and things
mhm.
being thrown at you. But that's something that I'm like looking up to, is like being able to expand my brand. Of course, you know, there's other things going on with like family, relationships, and those are the things that are kind of cluttering my mind. And of course, I am not superwoman. So like sometimes I come to like hard stops in my business where I'm like, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. But like I do it and then I was like, okay, I'm here doing another thing. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. So I have to like kind of jump that, you know, bridge again. And it's constant. Like I don't know if you experience that in your business, but it's like
Mhm.
constant, like I was just in a course yesterday is for Confidence Queen. She's awesome. I don't know, you could follow her on IG. And
Will do.
she lives in Australia. She's Puerto Rican, and she was talking about confidence. And I'm like, yo, like this woman like is amazing. Like she was talking about confidence is like a constant work. It's not like you gain confidence and like you're good for life. Like confidence is like evaluated and like worked on constantly, like every day, you know, every minute, every
Oh,
second.
that's real wisdom.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, like being able to be exposed to these things, like I'm so blessed. Like I did a prayer before our call, and I was like so thankful because sometimes it's like, you know, being so busy and like on the, I don't know, hamster wheel, if you will, you're not
Oh,
like
good way of
looking,
putting it.
you're not looking around and
S-
like, you know, appreciating what you have. And like, oh my God, like, you know, like we're in this house now. Like I just moved and I'm like, oh my God, like I look around, I'm like, so I'm so blessed. But like sometimes you're like, oh my God, I have to like clean, do laundry, I have to cook, I have to work, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go do fun errands. And you're like, you don't sit down and be like, wow, like I am so blessed.
Catherine, oh, my heart. I'm like shook. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that's so like
Mm.
valuable to like appreciate what you have because you know that attracts more things obviously, but it also gives you happiness, right?
Yep.
And tells you that everything's okay and everything will be okay. You know, like it's been okay even though you like go through, you know, I was actually some people like I don't know if you heard like failure, right? People talk about failure a lot. And I never saw, like up to right now that I'm explaining this to you, I never used that word in my vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
You know why? Because I feel like it's not a failure, it's a lesson or an
Oh,
experience, right? Is a lesson or an experience and it's not a failure because okay, for example, I tried this business, didn't work. It was an experience, you know, met a couple people, did a couple sales, wasn't successful, but next, you know, on to the new one, you know, and that's
yeah.
I feel like that's been my mojo, if you will. Like failure is not a thing. Like some people like, oh, like I failed at this. Like I've heard that a lot because I'm listening to these women talk about their lives. I'm like, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. Like you learned from it, you grew, you probably like learned some skills. Like, and I've tried to like be aware of those things. Cause like prior to like this week or this month, I wasn't aware of that system, right? Or
Oh,
that
okay.
mentality.
Yeah,
So
just
it's
like
it's
shifting the
like
perspective.
creating, right, shifting the mindset. So that's huge
Mhm.
for me. Um, but like creating clarity, like I feel like since my life has always been so cluttered with like things that I have to do and family and people and keeping myself busy, you know? So now it's like, okay, I'm becoming the best version of myself. Now I have to focus on what I really want. And so this is why we're here talking today, because I need to make that clear for myself of like, where am I investing my energy? Where am I investing my time? Where am I investing my love? You know, my money, whatever it is. Like, I need clarity on that.
Love it. I love it. Okay. So, all right. So, like in terms of responding to what you said before, I just want to say, like, I love all of this strength that I see coming from you. Like, oh my goodness, you just told me about, I have 4 giant bullet points with stars next to them about June 2020. Like, what a wild ride. And
Yes.
then from that, you told me about just like your amazing journey so far of learning how to interact with your own experience of fear and moving through it, and like the classic, that image of like every time you fall you get back up and you keep going. And I love the insight, like that clarity that you already have of, hey man, like it's not like these things are just in the world, they can't tear us down permanently. Yeah, one thing doesn't work out, but then hey, it's okay, you're still you, you're still strong, get back up, dust yourself off, keep on going to the next thing, man.
Yes.
And like,
Yes. I
I
love it.
love.
Yeah. I'm so happy that you were able to catch those things because I feel like sometimes, you know, don't get me wrong, like I go through days where I'm like, I don't want to do anything, like I don't feel good. We all have those days. It's natural. We're human, right? We all have those days. But the action that you have to take after, like, to change that is like get up and be like, no, like I got this. Like I'm not gonna let this problem that I'm thinking or like self-image or whatever you're really dwelling on to like stop you from like going to the next task or having a great day. Like you could wake up with a little blue day, let's say, but you could change that around very quickly with a
Mm,
motivational video, with like a meditation or whatever, a cup of tea, whatever like kind of rolls your boat, like try to shift that because that really is going to help you like evolve and change your day. Like that might be the best day of your life and you started your day that it was a blue day, but really like it was a productive day because you made it happen and you change your mindset and your shift.
your emotions don't control you. If you
Right.
wake up with one emotion, that doesn't stop you from still being, your truest, your best self, and like giving or putting yourself out there in a way that reflects who you really are, not clouded by your emotions. I love that. And so, okay, so in terms of like what you said about like where you're investing your resources and like your big picture goals for coaching, um I so I guess like if you could imagine, and it's okay, like we're not married to this idea right now, but if you could imagine like a successful result, let's say we work together, does, and also no rush with this working together thing. If we work together for 2 months, awesome. If we work together for 2 years, awesome. If we work together for 2 decades, beautiful. Just like the growing and the healing in community, I feel like it never really stops. And so let's say you get to a point where you're like, wow, like, yeah, this is what I wanted. This is what I was imagining. What do you think that would look like?
I would say that look like me having clarity on
Mm-hmm.
what's important to me and what I want to like. I feel like it would be the feeling of like, okay, like I'm at peace with myself. Like I don't constantly need these stimulations or seeking these gratifications, right? Of like I'm making it happen. Like just feeling like I'm doing what I was here, what I was made to do. Like I'm living my purpose. I'm not like I'm like connected to my family. I do what I love, like I use my time wisely. I'm using time or spending time with my fiance. Like that would be the moment where I'm like, okay, like I'm uncluttered, I'm clear on what I want, and I'm living the life. Like, I feel like it's never like a destination, is the journey. Like obviously, you know, it always will need improvement. But like I feel like once I kind of feel those feelings of the ones that I just described, like that'll be like a setting point when I'm like, okay, it's happening. Like
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I love how you specified, like, okay, I just want clarity basically on what I want. Like what is it like that is that purpose? And like you said, like you're living in alignment with your purpose in this like successful version of life. And like you are able to act in a way that always reflects what you really want. So that when you look back on it like a year in the future, 5 years in the future, you hopefully don't regret things as much because you can say, yes, I acted in a way that reflected me, what I wanted, and I did the best that I could with what I had in that moment. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Up till right now, I don't really have a lot of regrets. I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Love
Um,
it. Love it.
and recently I lost somebody who was very significant in my childhood. Like she was part of my babysitter, I would say crew. I had two
Oh,
babysitters.
so
And they were
sorry to
there
hear.
when I grew up, and I have memories of them like hugging me and showing me affection. And those are things that I value because I didn't have much of that. So those people who were there and gave me that little dose of love and affection, it's like, wow, like I wish I like those are things that I look back, I'm like, I wish it would have been different. I wish I would have spent more time with that person in my adulthood. But here we are doing 100 things in one. And, we kind of grew apart, and she lives in, another part, and then she goes to DR, and then, it's harder even so to be connected. So it's like, but I still feel like I could have done more to like be with that person or like show my love and appreciation. And it's hard to like look back and be like, that's it, like I'm not going to be able to see that person anymore. So those are things that I regret, right? But in
Right.
terms of like people who I'm not going to be able to see anymore, right? And it's grief, and it's things that we unfortunately have to go through. um but in terms of like regrets of like, oh, that relationship, or that job, like I feel like I said, like everything's happened for a reason. You learned something, you met somebody, everything that you have been through has taught you something or given you a tool that you needed to like go to the next level.
Yes. Everything that happens is a potential lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel pretty impressed. Like what I'm noticing is that like as you're talking about these emotions, it feels almost like you're treating the emotions like a learning opportunity, like as you feel them. And even in the way you're thinking about like this babysitter, you're saying like, oh, I felt kind of this regret, which then led me to realize, or it taught me that, yeah, I prioritize connection and love and that sharing of affection in my life. That's really important to me. And the idea of, not being able to create that connection, that's something that bothers me. And so I really respect that you were able to take that situation and instead of like drowning in the grief, like you said, you pulled a lesson out of that. And now that tells you like, oh, so going forward, just it's a higher priority on your list. And even as life gets crazy and we're traveling to different countries and doing work things and whatnot, like this is something that we just have to make room for because it's important for you. I respect that a lot, learning about yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, it has
Yeah.
been a journey really in terms of connection and valuing love. Because like I said, I didn't really have much of it growing up. And so since you don't have it, you don't really miss it or seek it or know how to appreciate it or even give it, So it's like, what is this, And now that I'm like trying to like, I've been healed to a certain point, still a process, not totally healed.
Mm.
I appreciate like, oh wow, like that person really like was so loving and I still like feel it, and it was genuine and I miss it and and I'm not gonna have it anymore. But that has really, been an awakening moment where I'm like, okay, like I have to show my affection and love to those who matter to me and receive it as well. That's something that is huge for me, receiving, because I have to learn how to receive the blessings, receive opportunities, receive compliments, receive love. Like for me, receive is like the word of the year now. Like I have to learn how to receive.
Mhm.
And I'm working on it. It's and it was a word that was given to me in a retreat that I went. Like everybody got a word and receive was mine. And I was like, wow, like this is huge.
The universe was speaking to you then.
Yeah. It
Wow.
was huge because, based on my childhood and my life experiences, I never learned how to receive because, not receiving a lot kind of doesn't set the expectations that I have to receive, right? So you like block off. Do my own thing. I want something, I go get it. No expectations of people giving you anything because that's how you grew up, right? So then I was like, okay, I'm an adult. I have to like receive. Like I have to like let love, I have to receive love. I have to receive connection. I have to receive affection and all these things that do exist, right? So it's like, okay, kind
They
of
do.
shifting that mindset and shifting that way of being. So it's been a huge transformation for me, like, and it's still going. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That is so beautiful. And like I love this constant, like your growth mindset is so amazing to see. Like I love that you're
Thank you so
constantly,
much.
yeah, like you're being your own cheerleader, which is just like I love that. You're setting yourself up for success here, which is just amazing. And
Thanks.
so yeah, of course, that deserves like its own round of applause. I just wanted to say that out loud. um, and like, oh, what you said about like learning how to receive love, how to receive blessings and opportunities, that is huge. Especially since you said like part of your process growing up involved, well, unfortunately, learning that, yeah, that's not something available to me, love, affection. I'm not going to get that as a kid. And when you're a little kid, you haven't seen much of the world. So you think, yeah, this is the way the world is. You accept that as your truth. And then you become older. And when people start offering you those things and love and blessings and opportunity and care, you're like, what is this? This feels weird. Like, please go away. Oh, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Uh-huh.
It's like foreign to you and you have to like learn how to appreciate it and receive it. And so
Mhm.
me getting that word as receive, like that, I think that will be the word of the year for me, like receive. Um, because to now, like I haven't been able to I mean, I'm working on it obviously as we speak. But I need much of it in my life to be able to receive the blessings and things like that. And based on, you know, my history, you don't really, I don't, how would I put it? Like, you don't really not know your worth, but really like give you the value or the appreciation, right? The gold stars that you actually earned, right?
Right. Because you are deserving of love
Right.
and affection.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So you don't really give yourself that love and that appreciation and that validation that you need because you're like, go, 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 you know, accomplish, accomplish, accomplish. But you're like I've done all this. Like, this is amazing. Like,
Yes.
I'm amazing and I am like, you know, worth of anything, of like the world and appreciation and love and peace and everything. So it's like having that is huge.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm kind of making a connection here between you talking about like receiving love and then also you talking about how it sounds like you could give yourself a little more love too. And I think I'm like triangulating things as we continue to talk and like as we get to know each other better, you'll see that like my brain, like it makes a whole bunch of random connections like all over the place. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, hear me out. I'm connecting all these points. So,
No, that's
so,
amazing. That's a skill.
oh, thank you. I'm doing what I can. See, like I'm trying to appreciate myself too in this moment. Like, yes, it is a skill. It's a strength of mine. Where maybe other people might tell me, "Oh, you're too scatterbrained and you're not staying focused." But that's all that outside noise, right? So I guess like I'm making a connection here with the fear that you were talking about earlier and how you were saying like you've developed this relationship with fear about the outside world and getting things done and moving through your fear with a task in order to accomplish that task. And then if it doesn't work out, move through the fear, do the next thing. So now what I'm feeling is in terms of receiving love and affection, and then in turn, receiving our own love and giving us our own affection. It feels like maybe, and this is just a kind of a working hypothesis. So you can say like, no, Michelle, that's not at all what's going on. But it almost feels like since you didn't have the opportunity to practice receiving love, and as a child, you didn't have a model, like someone to teach you, okay, Catherine, this is how you love yourself. It's important to love yourself. It's important to remember that you are worthy of love and affection. You don't have to do anything to earn it. You are already worthy. And because that it feels like that model wasn't there, it it feels like now it's unfamiliar territory. And because it's unfamiliar, maybe maybe there's a little fear involved. Because a lot of the time, I think what we don't know about or what is new to us that we have less information about can become scary. And so I wonder if part of this learning to love yourself and learning to have a healthier relationship with love, I wonder if this goes hand in hand with your journey and your relationship that you're developing with the emotion of fear. I wonder, what do you think? And that was a lot of words.
No, I really honestly I feel like we're going the right direction for multiple reasons. Give me a second. We're going the right direction because part of my clarity journey is to improve my relationships, relationship with myself, relationship with my parents, relationship with my fiance, relationship with anyone really, friends, um, colleagues. Um, so yeah, and it has to do a lot with, I feel like relationships is like and healing are like two, like they go hand in hand. Like I
Yes.
feel like
100%.
you heal the relationships, communicating with that person, showing affection and things like that. So part of my healing process and clarity, it's like my relationships. So and then it comes love, right? Because you love people you relate to, family, love, fiance, colleagues or whatever, friends. And so it has a lot to do with that. Yeah. I think it's huge. Like showing affection and be there for people and oh my God, the love language,
Oh,
the 5 love
huge.
languages, huge. Like I'm actually
Mhm.
reading the book right now. I started reading it. I have to continue. One of the things I want to do is read.
I would love to
Um,
talk about that with you.
yeah,
What, what?
so and like love languages, relationships and things like that. So I think it's huge and it starts from within, like loving ourselves more, um, which I'm learning as we speak too. So this is a big rock that we found here. Like digging and digging. I think we found something. So thank you, Michelle,
Brilliant.
for bringing for bringing it to the sun and talking about it. Because sometimes, obviously, we're not aware of those things. And thank you for catching it. So yeah, my loving relationship has to be more abundant.
And
Yeah.
that's just like a process that you go through in your own time. But I'm so glad that we were able to kind of connect those dots for you. Because a huge part of that journey is just like, being aware of it, being aware of those connections in our lives. And then like that awareness, then we bring it into our lived experience every day. We interact with the people who we love, our parents, fiance, friends, coworkers, yada, yada, yada. We talk to these people, and in these moments, in these interactions, we remember, you have that awareness of like, oh, yeah, okay, so maybe now is a good practice opportunity. What is this person trying to communicate right now? Are they potentially offering me something that I am not able to see in this moment? Is this an opportunity for receiving love? But maybe I'm just, I haven't learned that yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a work in progress.
Mhm.
Of being able to see those little flags of love or and you're like, oh, is this what's happening here? And then you try to like, okay, how should I react? Should I reciprocate the love or like, that's the
Right.
ideal thing to do, right? But how do you do that if you don't know? But you try to in your own way, right? Try to reciprocate the love and learn how to improve that
Mhm, mhm.
action of reciprocating the love and it's a journey for sure.
Yeah. I really love that you went and found the 5 love languages too. Like that book is life-changing. And I mean, what I really love about the book is that it kind of teaches you that not everyone communicates love the same way. And like, I feel like that by itself is like a mind blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. Like it's
Yeah.
huge because it's like you could like, do so much for like a person and they have no idea, like they don't feel it, they don't acknowledge it, appreciate it because that's not their love language, right? So like being able to talk the same love language, like for me, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for me also, like it's amazing to recognize that if you are trying to communicate love in a way that is not someone else's love language, sometimes it's not even that they don't appreciate it. Sometimes they don't even recognize it. Like they just don't even realize what you're trying to communicate. And same thing, if someone else is trying to communicate love to us and we don't know about their love language, we're like, where's my love? Give me a hug or something, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's true. It's so
Right.
true. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you know, I
Mhm.
feel like one of my love languages is affection and like touching, like hugs, for
Oh
example, right?
yeah, physical
So like
touch.
when we hugged, I felt it. Okay. So thank you for your hug.
Oh, Catherine, I am also a physical touch person. So like hugs are just magic to me. And yes, when we hugged, I was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah, it is crazy, like, you know, acknowledging that moment now that I'm like more aware of it because I'm reading this book. But we met a couple months ago, so I didn't know that by then, but I felt it, you know, and like looking back, I'm like, wow, like, yeah, that this is one of my love languages. And I will continue to read to see what else I'm into.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like acknowledging it is like huge because it's like you can communicate that to your friends or partner and like, this is my love language. So if you want to show love to me, here's the thing, the list. You know?
Exactly, exactly. Yes, like if you're having a hard time getting through to me, like if you're trying and I'm just not getting it, here's a list of tools that you can use that are sure, like guaranteed, I will understand this. Here's a tool for you. Like
Yeah, it's so funny like to like
Mhm,
actually think about that process, but it's
mhm.
necessary. Like, and something that I actually acknowledged in this book was the love tank. I don't know
Oh,
if you remember the love tank. For me, that was like
mhm.
boom, like mind blowing because it's like, you know, some people get obsessed or are in this crazy relationship and they're like obsessed. They're like, oh, this is the person, but your love tank is empty. Like you don't know what love is. You're just in this obsession. And so you feel like this is the person for you, but it's really a temporary thing because inside of you, the love tank is empty. So in order for you to like love somebody else, your love tank has to be full. And that for me was like, wow, like, sorry. So I feel like my love tank has to be full in order for me to be able to love somebody else, you know, and give that affection and love, you know, to others. So it's like, you know, I have to work on my love tank.
Amen. And actually connected to that, I am remembering I saw this thing online which like really struck a chord with me a while ago. And now that you're bringing up love languages, I'm reminded of it. And basically, the idea is everyone has their love languages that they like. And sometimes we have more than one. So maybe we have two or three love languages that really resonate with us. And we can use these love languages to communicate with each other, and we can tell other people like, this is my love language, and then other people can tell us what their love languages are so that we know how to show them love according to how they understand it. But now, how can you take your awareness of love languages and then use it to show love to yourself?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah. Right,
You
like
know what's so crazy? Like now that I'm kind of thinking about, you know, my love language as I'm learning, the hugging, right? So now I'm like, I seek hugs more, right? I seek hugs more. So that's like
mhm.
something I'm looking for. And I hugged myself once in a photo shoot, which my photographer, Christopher, which is amazing, he's like, oh, like, you know, hug yourself, like, you know, and take a picture. And that's one of my favorite pictures of that shoot, by the way. And I was just hugging myself, like, as he took pictures. I'm like, oh, that feels nice. And so, yeah, this
Yeah,
is huge, like showing love to yourself and using those love languages. So, this
yeah.
is pivotal. Like, this is amazing.
Right. Like you were talking about the love tank, and how we fill the love tank up over time. And we can have other people to fill the love tank for us. And, they can show us love according to our love language. But maybe we can fill our own love tank a little bit. Maybe we can show ourselves love according to specific strategies that we know will work for us because we know our own love language. Thank you, Gary Chapman, author of The Five Love Languages. And now that we have
This is
that
huge.
knowledge, yeah, and so we can use that knowledge and make specific strategies for ourselves. So like right off the bat, one thing that you know about yourself is that you love physical touch. Well, maybe you can try some luxurious pampering skincare. Get yourself some nice lotions, like real creamy lotions, and rub them in, like take your time and work that lotion into your skin. Maybe get something soft to cuddle with, maybe a soft robe to wrap yourself up in, maybe like a hot pad or a hot water bottle type thing that you can just kind of like hold up against yourself. And I'm just kind of like spitballing ideas here, but with
These
this
are good.
awareness,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm doing what I can.
I'm taking notes.
Oh, yes. But yeah, just like yourself best. And now reading this book, now you know more about yourself and what you like and how your brain works. And so now you have the opportunity to go back in your memory and think, okay, so what were the moments when I felt so pampered? What are the things that I really love treating myself to? What were the things that made me feel like, okay, yes, good. This is good. And then see if you can like create a narrowed down list of ways to show love to yourself that you already know work. Maybe you can experiment, do little twists or variations of those things. And yeah, see how that goes for you and see if
Yeah, that's huge. Something that I lack really, because I'm always busy, always on something on the schedule, is taking time to take care of myself or self-care, right? So that's something that I do value, but I feel like I don't take enough time to do. And recently, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna paint my nails, like that's on the schedule. I'm gonna do my hair, wash my hair, like that's self-care to me. Take a long shower with a candle and some jazz.
ooh, oh, jazz. Okay, you classy
Yes,
lady. Love it.
yes, jazz or instrumental music. I love doing that. Like a long hot shower and just a candle lit and turn off the light of the bathroom and just like, just taking a shower, thinking about life and appreciating and just being with yourself. Um, I think that's something that I do to like show myself love and like relax and unwind. Um, and also like hikes and things like that. Obviously, with the cold, we can't really be out that much. But yeah, I enjoy being outside. Like nature, like kind of gives me that zen feeling of love and appreciation. Um, so I do that. I mean, I'm meditating now too. So that's something that I take, like even though I'm saying that I don't take enough time for myself, I'm evolving to actually make it happen. So every time I wake up, I'm like, okay, meditation time. So I meditate for 10-15 minutes and I start my day with meditation. And I'm doing a challenge, so I will be promoting it very soon. I'm in the
Oh, yes.
pilot phase of my challenge. So as soon as I create it and make it happen and have it on paper as you will, right? So with the instructions and everything, I will share with you and with other people as well, like so we can do it as a group. Right now I'm doing it with my one of my best friends, and we are holding each other accountable and okay, did you meditate, did you drink water today, did you have breakfast, let's work out at 8 o'clock, let's work out at 7 o'clock. We do the meditation sometimes together after our workout, if we can in the morning, but it's just like having that structure, and that's part of clarity. I feel like structure and clarity go hand in hand. And for me, my life hasn't been structured like throughout my life. So that's why I lack clarity because the structure hasn't been there for me. So for me, the structure was school, right? Like I know we have the quiz, I have the discussion board, 4 years of undergrad, 3 years of master's. Like for me, that was structure, and that's why I appreciated education so much, because it was structure for me, the structure that I needed in my life, and the motivation to keep going. So having that structure for me is huge. So I'm creating that structure. The Gem and Me challenge is structured, it's do this, do that. And it's holding each other accountable with things that we've been wanting to do forever that we never really took time to do, like meditating and drinking water and working out, and
Mhm.
oh, huge. Writing 5 things you're grateful for in the morning and 3 goals for the day. So that is like part of the challenge. And I think that has been huge because I acknowledge, like, being appreciating what I have, right? I have water, I have food, I have a house to live, right? I could see, I could walk, and things that I appreciate. Like, those are things, like the first 5 things come to my mind, I write them down, and I have 3 goals for the day, which usually I have more than 3 goals, but I would put the 3 goals that
Mhm.
is like
Mhm.
have to happen, like this must happen today. And yeah, so it's like those little things that for me, like now in this challenge and like kind of doing the piloting phases of it, have really given me that structure and that self-love, right? Like I'm taking the time to hold myself accountable and do these things for myself. Because at the end of the day, all these things I'm doing are for myself, for like bettering my body, hydrating my body, feeding my mind with a motivational video. I also do motivational videos every day. And feeding my mind with good things and positive things. And that, keeps me interacted with, colleagues, friends, family members, and also myself, like being grounded. Um, so yeah, that's been my self-love lately, the Gemini challenge.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. I just made a couple more of my wild connections. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Come on.
All right, here we go. So you said that you thrive with structure. Structure really helps you to develop like a focused vision and kind of helps you to feel like there's clarity in what you're doing. There's a purpose. And then you said that structure a lot of the time comes from school. You had your undergrad, you had your master's. And I'm also realizing, well, what happened before undergrad? You were in school. And so you had your education, K to 12, undergrad, master's. This is like 12, 16, and at least 18 years of just nonstop being in an educational system. And for those years, like and that's 18 years where it's like the program is like so regimented. It's specifically designed to reach an end goal. Like, here's the curriculum. This is the goal for each unit. These are the activities you're going to do. Here's every single homework assignment planned out in advance. It's all there.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a lot of sense that that would work for you because like school is designed to help you learn new things. And so it makes sense that you would thrive with that school structure. And so I'm realizing that, like, basically, you've created a school like structure for yourself, like already, like, that that's what you like. So without even realizing, you've created this Gem and Me challenge with like your daily objectives, and like you have your little daily goals, and then they work into a big goal, like an end of the semester final exam. And
That's
so,
so funny.
yeah, and also I'm probably biased here because like I was a teacher for
No,
8
but I
years.
love it. I really do because it's true. It's like
Yeah.
daily check-ins. Like I literally have a checklist for the day. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a Google form, and we complete it every day. At the end of the day, did you
Yeah.
do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? And And yeah, and it works for me. Like it has been working. We're
Yeah.
like literally in week two, day 5 today. So 2 weeks. Mhm.
That- yeah, coming from the teacher perspective, that sounds like a great thing for like a great program. And like it's just as a teacher, like it makes me so happy that that design works for you because like teachers work so hard to design things like that, hoping that it'll work for the kids. So for you to, create it for yourself, that is brilliant. Yeah, that's you kind of seeing the vision yourself and
Thank you.
then using that model in order to structure your own environment for success.
Thank you. No, yeah, that's
Of
huge.
course.
I never really seen it that way. I
Yeah.
just saw like I want to do these things, I'm just gonna create this and this is gonna work. And I'm seeing it like that, like kind of using that as like a metaphor really is like, oh, school, like it's like school. It's
You're
like,
taking yourself to school.
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And
and
I can't help but to think about how you said, you were talking about your love tank earlier and how it's hard to receive love, it's hard to show love, it's hard to be present in our relationships when we have an empty love tank, when we're running on empty. So now I'm wondering, maybe we can like use this natural kind of like love that you have for the school structure and create this like almost a curriculum for yourself where the vision, the goal at the end of the day is Catherine has a full love tank. That's our end of year goal for this
yeah,
school year.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes. And so, what are the units that we have to do for Catherine to have a full love tank? What are the different activities? What are the different assignments that we will give the students?
This is
And
huge. Like this is
yeah,
crazy. Like I love it.
oh, I'm
Thank
so
you for
glad.
like using, this as like a form to expand and like to improve me. Because, at the end of the day, I feel like that's what life is about, is to like improve yourself. And like having you here, like talking to me and investing your time and energy here. Like I really appreciate this. And your insight. You have amazing like wisdom and experience.
Oh,
And yeah, you're amazing. Thank you.
thank you so much, Catherine. It's it is such an honor to work with you. And a lot of the time, I'm not saying this as like a light cliche. I really mean it. It takes one to know one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
You
just like
attract what you are.
mm, listening to you talk about like your reflections about your own lived experience, I am blown away by your level of insight. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's I feel like really this is a beautiful collaboration.
Yeah, for
And
sure. Like it's crazy, like having this conversation. Like you can't really have these conversations with everybody. So
mm,
the statement you just said, like, to attract one, you kind of have to be one. And you attract what you are. Because
mhm.
when you were speaking in the self-love event, I felt like so connected to you, like the passion and love that you projected, and for yourself, right? And for others. I was like, wow, like this is amazing. Like we have to talk. And then you came to me. I was like, ah, yes, I attracted it. Like she came to me, and it was crazy how it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like amazing. And so when you reached out to me, like to like meet me, I felt like, oh wow, like she felt
Oh,
that. She felt it. Like she felt that
good.
connection. She felt that love. And even like I didn't feel like I didn't go up to you and be like, oh, like, this and that. Like you came to me and you were
Mhm.
talking, and I was obviously paying attention. You saw that, right?
Did
And I
you were
was
taking
like
notes? I
nodding,
was
like,
like,
yes, yes, yes.
yes.
Like you're amazing. And it's crazy how like without words, like we were able to like obviously you're talking to the audience, yes. But like without words, we connected and we felt it.
100%. And yeah, that's the thing where I'm like, for a long time I was like, oh yeah, you talk to people and like it's the mind connection, but sometimes it's not even words. Like you just
Yeah.
feel that connection. 100%. And actually, yeah, that's why I went up to, that's why I like found you afterwards. And I was like, I need to talk to this girl. Like I felt something.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy you did it. I mean, I was going
Yeah.
to reach out to you anyways. I was just like doing my rounds. But for sure, like when you came up to me, I was like, wow, like that. I felt like I felt like a connect apart from the connection that we felt, but I felt like, I don't know, like wow, like a magical moment, like a micro moment, as my mentor would say. Like, wow, like, it was magical. Like it wasn't only me who felt it, like it was mutual.
Yes, absolutely. I almost like we are in the age of computers and technology. So for me, like I almost feel like it's like the spirit, like my spirit is like downloading something in moments like that. It's like I
Yeah.
see that connection. My spirit's like, okay, save this for later. We got to get back to that.
Yes, exactly. And like being aware of those things, I feel like it's huge, or making note of it. 'Cause I feel like sometimes we think about those things, but we have to make note of it to like come back to it. Um, but going back to your project for me of the
Mm.
self-love tank,
Yep,
we have to do that. Like that is
we got
kind
to
of,
work on that.
we have to work
Mhm.
on that. Yeah, I think that's huge.
Yeah,
And it'll
yeah.
be transformative, like for my relationships, for me showing up to work, me showing up to my business. Like I feel like that, like it's huge. And
Absolutely.
and I feel like I'm in a certain level of it. Like awareness obviously is one of them, right? Being aware of it. And as I healed, I have come a long way, because my self-love was very, very low.
Mm.
Um, and it was, based on experiences and life. And even though, like going back to the 12 years of school, even though I had that, there weren't good years. Like, I would say, it's so crazy now I'm looking at you. Like my first grade teacher, Mrs. O, like she looks like you. It's crazy. Oh my God. Like this
Here I
is
am.
insane. Oh my God.
Everything's
I'm like in tears
connecting.
right now, because it's like, it's crazy how,
A
things happen.
universe. Yeah.
Wow. Um, but yeah, like I would say it started going downhill from like probably like third, fourth grade.
A little.
Like in terms of like, I don't know, like being aware of things and like, um,
Yeah.
yeah.
When things get tough, kids.
And then like based on like experiences and not feeling love at home, or like making bad decisions, interacting or looking for love in the wrong places, right?
Mhm.
Or promiscuous behavior, or acting up in school. And I feel like even though I was going through all this craziness of like, and there's more deep shit that I'm not sharing right now.
That's okay. Yeah, you share what you want to share.
Yeah, no, it's not because it's I'm still healing from it. So I haven't gone to the, and maybe like we'll get there. It's not because of
Yeah.
you, it's just me. Like
It's
it's like
your
the
own
cliche, it's not
journey.
you, it's me.
Of course, it's your own
um
journey. It's your own process. I respect
but
that. I don't take it personally.
yeah, like even though like I had all this shit going on,
Yeah.
I still had good grades.
Hmm.
Like that was my
Right.
way of showing up for myself. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you're making bad decisions, you're dating bad people, you're like, you know, looking for love in the wrong places. And this was like late elementary, middle school, heavily. And heavily because I was always in middle school, I was like the new girl. So I was the new girl in sixth grade when I went to PA for 1 year to live with my dad. I was the new girl in seventh grade, and that was like horrible. And it was because I never had love, I never had affection, and all the guys were behind me. Like they wanted to date me, and I was pretty, and all the girls hated me and they bullied me, and all the guys wanted to date me and also bullied me in some way or took advantage of me. And I let them because I was seeking love. And that for me was huge. Like now, like talking, like this is probably the first time I talk about it, like in that content of like actually spelling it out, you know, because at that time obviously I was making bad decisions. I was looking for love when I where I shouldn't be looking for love. I was letting people take advantage of me because that was a history I had. Like some people took advantage of me, and I let them slide. I let them do it. And so middle school was kind of that, and some of high school too. you know I let people take advantage of me. I look for love where I shouldn't be looking for love. And that's kind of where trauma obviously hits. But it also starts in the household because I didn't have that connection. I didn't have that affection. I didn't have that love, that communication. So I was like, okay, you're not giving me this here at home, so let me try to look for it over there, you know but it wasn't the
Exactly.
right decision, and obviously we know that. But I learned from it, and I'm happy that now I could talk with you about it, because I haven't really talked about it with a lot of people. But it's part of your healing. It's part of like, okay, now I know my worth. Like my mom or what like didn't give me the affection. I got it taken advantage of. Multiple people. Was in bad relationship, bad situations. People bullied me when I was growing up. Like all these things happen, but I'm still like worthy. I'm still like worthy of love, worthy to like, value myself, value my love, value my attention, value my body. And it's huge because for a long time I didn't value those things. And yeah, it's crazy. Like it's insane.
That's a huge right there. Like, I really, really love that you have that insight and the ability to say, yes, when you were in middle school, high school, making those decisions that you made, it wasn't like you trying to act out or anything. It was literally just a cry for love.
Yeah.
Yeah, at its core, you were just crying out and trying to make connections. That's what you wanted most of all. And it's middle school is not an easy time. I was a middle school teacher for the last 5 years, and damn, like those kids are cruel.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
very tough, and I get emotional talking about it because
of course,
I
yeah.
went through a lot, and I don't know how I made it out, but here I am.
You are. And you're like, being in middle school is so tough. And those kids, they're like literally their brains are like undercooked. They're not fully developed yet. The brain isn't done growing until our mid 20s or late 20s on average. And so when you're in middle school, those kids, like they don't have a lot of the intellectual and emotional capacity to even like have empathy and to understand like, oh wow, like this is how I'm hurting someone else. And a lot of the time, even like that bullying and all of that, like, you know not being kind to each other, even that, in the bully's mind a lot of the time, is a twisted cry for love from
Hmm.
them too.
Yeah,
So it's like
it's
a whole
crazy.
circle of hurt people hurting people, just in
Hmm.
circles and circles.
Yeah,
And I
and
am
that's why I
yeah.
forgive them. Like even though I haven't had interaction with those people, I forgive them, and that was part of my healing process of forgiving those people that, like sometimes I see. I mean, I don't live in the Bronx anymore,
Mhm.
but I see those people and I'm like, I know you hurt me, but I'm just gonna wave hi, like I'm gonna forgive you. Even though you caused me a lot of pain and cries and you hurt my reputation, I'm gonna forgive you.
Now, okay, gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank
And
you.
of course, like that is, I mean, to bring like some religious terminology in, but that's like so Christ-like. Like that feels like such a Jesus thing, you know, like
Yeah.
you did these things and you put pain into the world and you made me cry and suffer, but I forgive you, you know. And I saw the bad decisions that you made and I saw the way you treated others, and I forgive you. And I saw what you did as a child, but I can recognize that you just didn't know any better at the time because you were a child. So I forgive you. And I would love, oh my God, I'm like getting a tiny bit emotional thinking about this, but I would love if you could take that same mindset and apply it to yourself, to your past self, and all those decisions that you made and the things that you say are bad decisions. I don't think they were bad decisions. I think it was just desperation because you didn't know any better. You were a kid. You didn't have the model. You didn't have someone teaching you this is what love looks like. And hey, little baby Catherine, I know you don't know yet, so let me show you. This is the kind of love that you are worthy of receiving. Don't settle for less, little baby Catherine. This is it. And you didn't learn that. You didn't know any better. And so I think a big part of, and like this happens in your own time, of course, it's your own journey. But I think a big part of our journey is like learning how to forgive our past selves for the things that we did and the decisions that we made.
Yeah, and I'm still forgiving myself. So thank you for illustrating, you know, me forgiving my little self for all the things that happened. Because I still am, you know, forgiving myself and
On it
still
alone.
forgiving, you know, the people who hurt me, still forgiving my mom. And I think I forgave my mom already. Like we're in the point to where I forgave her, um, not verbally, but inside of me. Um, we have to go to the verbal. It's still like a work in progress.
Baby steps. That's okay.
Yeah, and the one of the pivotal moments for me to forgive her was to tell her how I felt and all the things I've been holding back for the last 25 years. And I think that was huge for me because it kind of broke for me some of the generational traumas that I've been holding.
Oh.
You know, and because you know we don't show affection, we don't communicate. You don't ask me how school was. I show you my certificate, you're like, okay, good job. You know, like those things build up over time. And that builds up resentment. It builds up, you know, disappointment, builds up all these craziness that I've been holding back for years, you know? And like being able to hold those, like, you know, say it out loud and tell her how I felt, like that for me was huge. And I was able to do that because I was going to therapy. Like I didn't build up the courage to tell her that because I feel like one, you should know, like, hello, I'm your daughter, like, you know, ABC, like common sense.
Or yeah.
But some people don't have that. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to show it. They don't know how to receive it. They don't know how to give it. And those are the things that we have to break. Like one of the reasons this is huge for me. One of the reasons why I'm still not a mom is because I still have to heal myself to be able to be the best version I can to give it to my offsprings. Like that's one of my things. Like I want to be the best version I can, where I could become, you know, to be able to give the best version to myself. Like I don't want to be a broken mom or like, you know, resentful, you know, screaming out, giving all that anger, the disappointment, the fear, all those things to my like no. I don't want to continue the cycle.
A cycle breaker. Yes.
You know,
So strong.
and those are things that you know, obviously we don't talk about, but are happening, you know, generational traumas and things like that. So I need to forgive myself for a lot of things too, you know, decisions I've made, people who I've hurt or, you know, been hurt by. And situations that obviously we create for ourselves sometimes, but it's based off cries and bad habits and bad situations, the paradigm. um,
Amen. Mhm.
but yeah, it's I feel life is like obviously a journey, it's not a destination, and but it could be a better journey,
Yeah,
improving the
sure,
journey.
sure. Um, I think that maybe one thing that I'm hearing is that a lot of these things that you're experiencing sound to me like you're saying again and again, my love tank has been empty for so long. That's what I'm hearing. And like it sounds like you were so desperately seeking a love connection or that feeling of being loved, and you were looking in different places, like at home, at school, friends. And so I wonder how things can be different, or how things would have been different if you had had a full love tank in those moments, like already within yourself. So in those moments when, people said something or did something, if you already loved yourself so much and you already believed in yourself and saw yourself as this amazing, brilliant gem that you are, and if you knew that truth from the very beginning, I wonder, would your reaction have been the same, resentment, disappointment, right? And so I wonder, like, if we took the same approach of filling up that love tank, how can things be different now? Like, even if people don't show you the love that you would like to see from them, how can things be different if you're already so full of your own self-love that you can forgive them in that moment for being whatever they are and going through whatever they're going through? If they're unable to show you love in the way that you want to be shown love according to your love language, can you still let that not break you? Can you still be strong in that moment? And then also, can you remember, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I still have love. Even if I'm not getting love in this moment, I still have enough love within myself to get through this. Some thoughts. What do you think?
No, yeah, I totally agree. And no, and this is something that, I'm sure you heard. You can't love others if you don't love yourself. The best love is self-love. And I think, I mean, we have interacted in that content a lot, right? We
Yeah,
met at a
yeah.
self-love event. And
Amazing. The universe.
yeah, it's crazy how things happen. And here we are talking about love. Um, but yeah, like I feel like, you know, if you love yourself enough, you don't I mean, obviously you need affection, interaction and within the love language, right?
Right.
But being aware also like, oh, this person's not showing me love, don't take it personal, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like you and I could probably, I mean, based on my experience, I'm not sure your life, and I'm not, asking you to talk about your life, but you can kind of be judged, not judge obviously, but like kind of see it like, oh, this person is acting out. You could be like, oh, like he's probably going through something or he didn't have, like we have that knowledge and kind of level of awareness that we could kind of be like, okay, yeah, don't take it personal. It's not because of you, right? It's based on their upbringings, right? Or they had a bad day at work or whatever it is. I feel like being aware of those things also, not taking it personal, in a nutshell, don't take anything personal. But growing up, Right? We don't
Mhm.
have that knowledge. You know, we assume that our parents are, they should be able to love us. People should be kind, you know. Like, I'm not bothering you. Why you're bullying me, right? Like, I'm doing my own, like, stay in your lane, you know. But people attack you, they do bad things to you, and you seek bad things because you're not having it somewhere else. And life, right? That's kind of, I guess, not really life. Hopefully it doesn't continue to be like that. But for other people, right? Because I feel like it still happens, unfortunately, to younger generations, and life is difficult. Like growing up is difficult in itself. It's like it's tough.
Absolutely. I think a lot of I think a lot of why growing up is so tough is because we are literally at that point in our lives, we're literally just figuring out how to be human. And like you said, a lot of things become oversimplified in our mind at the time because we just don't know any better. Like, yeah, of course, parents should love their kids. Of course, everyone should be nice to each other. Of course, we should all share our tasty snacks with each other. Like, of
Yeah.
course, we should hug our friends. Of course. And so, man, and so when we like hit the reality of how cruel people can be and the things that people do when they're hurt, then it's shocking. And it kind of, I feel like a lot of kids, especially like we said in the middle school years, when kids get all puberty and hormones and all that starts coming up, I feel like a lot of kids go into survival mode where they're like, okay, this is not what I thought the world was supposed to be like. Things are off and I'm nervous. This scares me. So I'm just gonna like go into defensive mode. And yeah, I'm like you said, I'm gonna go and find what I need to find what I don't have. And so I think in childhood, we end up developing these like defense mechanisms and these survival techniques to just get through that period. Like things are tough right now. I just need to get through this, see whatever's on the other side. And I'm really appreciating that as an adult, you're recognizing, okay, yeah, like that was my childhood. And it was a really just terrible, tough time. But now I'm out of it. I'm not a child in middle school anymore. And I have more awareness about my needs for love. I have more insight about myself, my worth, my value. And I know now that the way other people treat me does not define me as a person. And heck, you told me, don't take things personal. Like that's something that you've learned as an adult, which maybe wasn't as clear when you were a child. And so I feel like part of this process for us and for you just on your journey is recognizing what are the leftovers from childhood. Like you're clearing things out of your life, all these hurtful things from childhood, you're clearing them out of your life and the mindset and things that you learned, you're clearing it out. So what's left? You know, what more can we work on? Ooh, I like that.
Yes, that's like, I guess, the key to success, to clarity, right? To find those little stones, those little crumbs of childhood,
Yeah,
like
because you're
what's
not
left.
there anymore. Yeah, you are a strong, powerful woman who is making
Yes,
moves.
I am.
Yes. And you're learning all about these amazing things. And not only are you learning how to, help yourself and your soul, but then you're taking another step and spreading that knowledge into the world. So not only bringing light to yourself, but bringing light to other people too. That is so gorgeous. That is amazing.
Again,
And
that's why my brands or my business is called Gem in Me, because I felt like my journey like looking at my journey, looking back, it's like, how the hell did I do it? But it's because I had the power in me to make it out, make it happen, and make it worthwhile. Like all the things, like I'm sure other people out there have like a bunch of worse stories maybe than I, or different stories. But like what I went through, like for me, it was bad, right? It was impactful or traumatic. So even though I went through all these things, I was able to like make it a success story, right? And
Right.
and level up, and it was my power. So that's why the slogan is the power is within me.
Not only is the power within you, it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
You just needed a minute to find it. That's all.
Yeah, you need to find it, take it out, polish it, flip
Mm.
it a little, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
put that princess cut on.
yeah, you
Uh,
have to make
yeah.
it happen. I mean, it's all within us. We just have to find it and clear it out and unclutter and dig and water it. We just have to find it.
When people get like a beautiful piece of jewelry that has some gems on it, they're like, oh, pretty nice. But they don't think about like where that gem comes from originally.
Mm-hmm.
The process of forming a mineral in the earth's crust is insane. Like sometimes it involves like forming in the heart of a volcano, like thousands of feet underground, like at thousands of degrees. Sometimes like we talk about the most clear gems, diamonds. Like
Yeah.
diamonds form under insane pressure
Pressures,
for
yeah. And that's
millions of
life.
years.
That's the point, right? We go
It's
through pressures, we go through high heats, we go through bad moments, we go through bad phases, we go through relationships, childhood traumas, we go through loss of job, we go through debt, we go through all these things, right? To make the gem. And the gem is inside. It's just in the process of transformation,
exactly. Just gotta dig
transformation,
that gem out.
adjustments. Yeah. And it's
Oh,
it's it's exactly that. It's going through all those pressures and all those things to make the gem and show it to the world and believe it, and
mm,
become it.
mm. See, that's the thing where like a lot of the time people say, "Oh, I've been through all of this. I've been through all these experiences. Why am I not this amazing like Jesus or Buddha like person? Like people tell me you go through hard stuff and you achieve great things at the end when you survive." But then I think what you are already realizing is that yes, the gem is formed with all this pressure and heat and everything, but then the gem is still buried underground under a ton of stone and dirt and rock. And honestly, when you first dig a gem up, it just looks like trash. Like you have to carve it, you have to polish it, you have to prep it, and then the world can see it. So
Wow,
it's not.
wow. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. This is amazing. You know why? Because
Mm,
that's exactly the transformation, the change, the growth that I want to project with Gemini. It's like, yes, all these pressures come, but if you don't change, your results won't change. If you don't grow, you won't
mm,
change at all. You won't grow. If you don't improve yourself, you don't try to change your habits, what you do, your body, your relationships. If you don't change these things, you're going to be the ashy rock. You're not going to become the gem that
yeah,
is at the
yeah.
end of polishing, washing up and carving and all these things. You're not going to become that because you're not shedding all those bad habits, all those bad vibes that you went through or you
Yes,
were oppressed upon you by your family, the environment, life, right? If you don't
absolutely.
change those things, you're not going to become the best version of you.
Mhm,
You're not
mhm.
going to transform.
I
Transformation is
love.
crucial. Change, improving yourself, like those are the keys to grow.
Yeah. Oh, can I add another layer to this gem
Of course,
analogy?
yes, please do.
so so I love that you said like You have to transform it to see the gem and to show other people the gem. You have to change it. People can't see it right away. But when you're changing it, right? You can't just like wildly, like, oh, I don't know, chop off a piece here, throw it in some acid there. I don't know, hopefully, like it turns out all right. Like, no, when professional gemologists are preparing these gems for display, they already have an idea. They can see the gem that is in there. Even though there's all this rock around it, they have that vision and they know the beautiful gem that already exists inside. So keeping that vision in mind, then they make the changes that they need to make in order to get to that vision and that gem that they know is there. So those changes that you're talking about, you got to make the changes based on already seeing the vision. Because if you don't have that vision, then your changes are going to be all random and who knows where you're going to end up.
Yes, that's huge. And you know what drives that vision? Your beliefs. What you believe in, what you attract, what you manifest, what you plan. And it's all based on envisioning what you want, right? Your purpose in life. Finding the purpose is not often as easy as we want it to be, obviously, right? We have to kind of navigate, look around, see what we like. I enjoy this, I don't enjoy that, you know. Oh, wow, this is amazing. Let's do this, right? It takes time and research and effort. But like once you find that and then you've built up your beliefs and change your beliefs if your beliefs are not on track, right? You change your beliefs, and that's type of changing your mindset is a process. And then you're like, oh, like, wow, I could be a billionaire. Yeah, let's make it happen. Like, this is possible. Like, you know, Oprah is freaking, yes, of course, I could do it. Like, this is doable. Like, oh my God, up to recently, like, I've really been researching on like Oprah's story and she went through a lot and I could identify a lot with her story. And it's crazy how, I'm like, wow, like, she's been through all this and look at her now.
She is a strong woman, that Oprah. Her soul, yeah.
And it's like, wow, like she went through a lot. She, you know, her mother was also a teen when she had her. And it's just crazy. Like I could identify. My mom had me when she was, you know, 20. And yeah, it's crazy how she went through sexual assault, you know, I could relate. Um, and it's crazy how she grew up and she didn't let that victimize her life. She used it as willpower to like show the world that she's capable and she's worthy and she's powerful, you know? And it's crazy.
I think a big part of like the journey for people like Oprah, and actually I'm also remembering if you've ever read up on the story of Maya Angelou, I highly recommend it. She also had a very, very difficult life, a lot of trauma, especially when she was young. I think she was, actually, no, I don't want to misquote or misremember, but I would recommend Maya Angelou, read up on her life a little bit. And then after reading up on her life, read the poem And Still I Rise. It hits different when you've read up on her life. So that's my homework for you.
Thank you for sharing.
Read the
I
poem.
love to like, you know, I mean, obviously I've interacted with Maya Angelou throughout school. She's like a legend. But yeah, it's good to like go into depth into these people who made it, right? On paper, they're successful, they're known, they're powerful, they're resilient, they're, you know, they're amazing. But it's like, did you see their story? Like they went through a lot of shit, right?
Exactly.
And
you never would know.
Fuel them to make it, right? That was their drive, that was their power to like make it happen because they went through so much shit and they're like, this is not my reality. Like I'm gonna make it different. I'm gonna make a different life for myself, my children, or whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm. I know my strength.
And that gives me some comfort because I'm like, you know, I went through a lot of shit, but I'm gonna make it happen, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you are still that strong and powerful gem. You are that gem. It's not like you're becoming strong or not like you're becoming a beautiful, fabulous, brilliant soul. You are already brilliant and fabulous and a beautiful soul. It's just that now we have these layers on top that we just have to dig through because people like Oprah and Maya Angelou, they went through such a horrible time in their lives and then they dug through those horrible times and they still let their power show. You know, Oprah and her like wizard like ability to engage people and get them to like open up and connect. Maya Angelou and her way of expressing like the human experience and emotion through the form of poetry. And they really remembered like what they can do and why they're doing it. And I feel like those things really like they motivate and they push a person to kind of actualize. And so I think a big thing is, yes, remembering that strength and then remembering, you know, why are we doing this?
And that's what I feel like, a lot of people, even Tony Robbins, he went through a lot of shit with his mom.
Mm.
Like, that's what motivated him. Like, that's what made him say, like, no, like, this is not gonna be it. Like, I need to do better and show others and serving, right? So I feel like a lot of people, the purpose of life, I've found a pattern. And I feel like the purpose of life so far, of what I've seen of people who are successful, is to serve others, make an impact, give value to other people. And that's, recent up to recently, that has been my journey, especially with Gem and Me, is to help others, like, have those tools. I like, for me, something that gets me emotional is like when a lot of people get together and it's like this energy and this unity. Like that for me makes me happy. Like, so I want to create this community with Gem and Me of like powerful people who, hold each other accountable, who cheer each other on, giving people tools to like break out of that funk, because we have that funk, we have those traumas, we have those depressional moments where we're like, oh, like, I don't know if I could do it, I don't know if it's possible, you doubt yourself. And I've doubted myself, a lot of times, but you know fear, right? Like conquering that fear, and the way you conquer the fear is with courage, right? If you Courage is the only
Yep.
solution. Fear is never gonna end, fear is never gonna go away. People with 20 years of experience, 40 years of experience, whatever, every time they go on stage, if it matters, you're gonna think about it, right? You're gonna fear, like, oh my God, I'm talking to like this audience, I'm talking to, 20,000 people, whatever it is. I'm talking in front of a camera. Like, if it matters, you're gonna pay mind to it and you're gonna feel fear. But at the end of the day, is conquering that fear and doing it fearful, right? Doing it even though you're fearful. So like I feel like that has been a pivotal moment for me of like learning that, because I went to a seminar in October, and it was a mastermind. Oh my God, it was amazing. When they have it again, I'm going to invite you because you have to go to one of these.
Please, thank
It
you.
was huge because, these women were like in a panel, right? They were talking about like their experiences, their businesses, and like, being an entrepreneur. And they're like, what do you think? I wasn't scared before going here on stage. Yeah, I have experience. Yeah, I have my business. Like, I'm still scared. Like, I'm still making it happen. Like, it's never gonna leave you. And so I was like, if they have experience, they know what they're talking about. They have a business. It's working for them. Me, like, I'm creating my own thing. Of course, I'm gonna have fear. It's never gonna leave me. Like, I have to be comfortable with being fearful. Like, that's it. It's never gonna leave me. The only thing I have to conquer is courage. Just do it anyway.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. And another layer of that, I feel like, is kind of recognizing where the fear is coming from, right? Like sometimes I feel like we feel the fear as a sort of almost self-sabotage, like where we want to stay in our comfort zone and be like, well, I know everything is safe over here, so why don't we just keep doing this safe thing? It's like, no, man, like, no, we want progress. And part of that progress is always going to involve getting out of that comfort zone.
Yeah,
And
that's
like you
huge.
said, fear
It's
is just
huge.
a part of that,
Yeah,
getting out of the comfort
it's
zone.
huge. You're not gonna meet your goals in your comfort zone. Your
Mhm.
goals should be bigger than your comfort zone. If your goals are bigger than your, are like the same size as your comfort zone, they're not a goal.
Then you're already there.
You're already there. You're already there because you're like doing what feels safe. You're doing what you think you could do, right? In order for you to grow and change and evolve and transform into the gem in you,
Mhm, mhm.
you have to get out of that comfort zone. You have to do what you're scared of. You have to do what you don't do, right?
Yes.
Change your ways, but change the people you hang out with, change your habits.
Mhm. And you know, I'm thinking now, a lot of that comfort zone that we have, and a lot of the, things that like make us, oh yes, this has always made me feel safe. A lot of that also comes from what we learned earlier in our lives. And the thing is, I don't know if you've picked up on this yet, but earlier in our lives wasn't always the best place to be. And things were tough as a kid. And so when we learn and when we figure out what our comfort zone is, a lot of the time we're doing that when we're still maybe traumatized or still processing all the emotional baggage of, the difficult time in our life, survival mode, coping mechanisms. And so a lot of the time, our comfort zone comes from already that place of fear and trauma. And so when we have the courage to push out of that, then we learn, oh, okay, actually, maybe I can develop a new comfort zone that's bigger and is based on my healthy self, based on, a more balanced, a more whole version of me. And I'm learning, wow, these things that I thought were scary, actually not that bad. You know what? Let's incorporate it into my self-love practice. And your comfort zone expands. And I think that's a huge part of growing. So I love what you're saying. Like, learn to be comfortable with fear.
Yeah, that's huge. Thank you for like sharing that. That's actually, you know, like I said, it's transformation. Like you have a comfort zone, like let's say my comfort zone now, but like I, you know, took a leap of faith. I did that scary thing I wanted to do. So now I have another comfort zone, right? Expands, then expands and expands. And that's how you grow and grow and grow and grow. And your comfort zone is no longer as small as it was before, right? Because now you've grown to do huge things. You were on a TED talk, with millions of people watching you,
They may thought,
manifesting.
yes.
And yeah, and like that's it. Like you did it. You survived. You made it. Like it happened. You didn't die, and that's huge. Like once you do that scary thing, you're like, oh, like I'm scared. And you do it, and you're like, it wasn't that bad. Like I made it out alive. And then okay, now you change your standard. Like now let me do this other crazy thing that I want to do.
Yes,
And then you
exactly.
continue and transform and grow. And
Mhm.
that's huge for like to become the best version of yourself.
Yes. Imagine if we could go back to like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, Catherine, and be like, let me tell you about what you're doing 10 years from now.
Wow. That would be huge. I'll probably be a billionaire right now.
I mean, it's all part of the
The
process.
growth, yeah,
Uh,
the growth,
yeah.
the learning, right? Everything happens
Hmm.
for a reason. It's like everybody has their own path, their own experiences, their own learnings, their own lessons, their own whatever people want to call them. I don't call them failures. I call them lessons and experiences. And I'm so grateful, I know it's cutting short to our ending time, but thank you so much for like being here for me, for hearing me out, for letting me express all these gems that I had inside of me, because I really have been craving to share these and kind of resemble, like connect, like make a connection based on my beliefs and my theories and my ways of living, like being able to communicate and having a connection, but like being on the same page with somebody, like having the same mindset and sharing that and like being able to talk about it, like I said, like you can have these conversations with everybody.
Everyone's ready.
Not everybody's ready to change. That's another thing. That's a whole nother time, 2 hours. Not everybody's ready to change. Not everybody's ready to hear what you have to tell them, and it's crazy. Like, this is amazing. Like, this is just the start of like the rest of our lives.
Yes. I love this.
I
I
love it
couldn't agree.
too. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree with you more. Like it is such a gift to find, a kindred spirit out there in the world. And like when you find another person who's ready to like really grow and collaborate and share these like deep thoughts, then it's like, okay, this is where the good things happen. I'm ready. Like whatever is going to happen, I'm ready for it. I don't know what, but it'll be great.
It'll be great, exactly. And it's kind of sets the tone, right? You take that energy, that love, that connection into other things that you're doing. And you're like looking forward to the future. So like having a lot of these, like this is healthy for you, for your business, for me, for my business, for what I'm doing, for what you're doing. So it's like this great energy.
Exactly.
And relationships. So if your circle, like my circle, has been getting smaller, which I realized why, because those relationships are no longer serving me. But now I'm creating new ones that are serving me and are giving me my purpose, are aligned with my purpose and the person that I'm becoming.
Relationships that are based on, the deeper and more core values that you hold, as opposed to like superficial things.
That's huge too for me on my clarity, right? Because I'm like, oh, like who should I invest my time and energy and love and this and that. That's part of my clarity journey, is to like see, oh, this is not serving me. Okay, so I shouldn't like invest more time and energy and try to like piece in something that is broken, is not gonna work. We've tried multiple times to like make it work. It's not gonna work, Like, okay, so that's it. Let it go. That's, unfortunately we grow out of relationships sometimes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if it had like, if you both grow in different ways, then come back together in the future as more grown and balanced individuals, cool. Maybe you pursue a new and different relationship at that point. But until then, just let it go. It's okay. It's if it's hurting, if it's hurting you over and over again, whew, just let it go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Oh my God, I want to hug you right now. Thank you so much for your time and love and support. And this conversation has been like so impactful for me and emotional. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your time
Have
and
a
your
great
soul.
day. And then we have to connect again, like very soon.
Yes. Yes. And I just want to say like a little like reminder to you, just as you go through your life, just think of little ways. How can I show love to myself? How can this be a little opportunity to practice a little self-love, even if just a tiny bit? Gotta fill up that tank,
Yeah, we have to fill up the tank. Thank you. I will keep, be cautious of those things and try to implement them more in my life. And I will definitely let you know how it goes. We'll
Love
be in
it.
touch, of course. This is like I told you, this is the start of the collab for sure. And I'm so excited over the future. I don't know about you, but I'm like thinking about ways to collab with you right now. And this is gonna be amazing.
Can't wait. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
Catherine.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great day.
You know where to reach me. Contact me anytime.
Will do.
Have a great
Thank
day,
you.
love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.